So friends, in this session, our discussion will be on residential status. Okay, so residential status is discussed in section 6. Which section? 6 of Income Tax Act. And scope of income is discussed in section 5 of Income Tax Act. So this session will have everything about section 6 and section 5. I'll tell you simple thing, you will start getting what I'm speaking about. IPL matches are happening in India. Listen carefully. IPL matches are happening in India. All the franchises have name of Indian cities and they are physically happening in India. And sponsors are mostly Indians. But there are some foreign players participating. Foreign players participating logically. Foreign players should be in India resident or non-resident? Non-resident. But foreign players are earning income from Indian land. Source of income is in India. So what do you think? Won't Indian government be collecting tax on that? So Indian government says, Mr. Travis Head, you have earned in India, so you should pay tax in India. He cannot say I am non-resident in India. If he says I am NR in India, Indian government says okay, don't pay tax on your foreign income, but pay tax on your Indian income. We are only asking what we deserve. Getting the point? But Mr. Virat Kohli goes outside India and plays matches. Source of income is outside India, agreed. But Indian government says you can go outside India and perform because you are Indian resident. Where did you practice? On the Indian pitches. For majority of the days, where are you? In India. So you are not guest in India, you are resident in India, so pay tax on global income. Global income means if you are astronaut and you get chance in future to go to moon, but you are astronaut who is resident in India and you go to moon and you get some income for working on moon, it will be taxed in India. Because who are you? Resident in India. So for resident in India, you should pay the tax in India. Simple. I'll give you more logical example. Very logical example I'll give you. You are staying with your family and you start earning now. So it is your responsibility to give contribution for expenses, for running the house. Agreed, assume. You have one sibling. So two brothers or one brother, one sister, whatever. And your parents. So right now you both decide that you will run the show. Means groceries and lighting bill and all. Got the point? Now what happened? Every month you are contributing 10,000 for household expense. Your brother or sister is also contributing 10,000. And in 20,000 nicely you are running the show. Understood, na? The day-to-day expense and all. You are running. Okay, your parents are retired. So now nicely you have agreed that we both will run the house. From 365 days in a year, for 20 days you go on holiday. Will you say I will not pay for this month? Or you were on holiday for in 1 month for 5 days, in next month for 10 days, in next to next month for 5 days. For 20 days you are not there at home. Will you say that I will not give contribution in that month? It is so mean. You will not be so calculative, na? You will give the contribution. Why? Because you are resident in that house. So you are going away for 20 days. It doesn't matter. You are resident, na? In that house. You will have to pay the contribution. What is contribution? Tax. And house means what? India. So when you are resident in India, you will pay tax on Indian income also and global income also. And suppose second example, suppose for 1 month, for full 1 month, for full 1 month you went at your cousin's place, distant cousin, who has taken property on rent in Bangalore and staying, and you went to Bangalore as his guest. So out of courtesy, what you will say? Let me give you contribution. I am staying like for 1 month with you, so let me give you some amount, some contribution. As a courtesy, you will say, right? And as a courtesy, you will pay, right? So this is what? This is a tax paid by resident, but in other country. Why? Because he was earning income from there. Means in our example, he was staying there. So in short, resident in India will have to pay tax. Resident in India will have to pay tax for income earned outside India. Outside India also and in India also. So can there be double taxation? Yes, there can be double taxation. How? I go to Dubai and give some consultancy in Dubai VAT. You know now Dubai VAT anyone can learn because you know GST. Dubai VAT you can learn in 1 day and give consultation also. So I went to Dubai, gave consultation in Dubai VAT for 1 day, earned in dirhams, came back to India. Assume there is actually no income tax in Dubai, but assume there is income tax in Dubai. Dubai government will charge tax on income earned in Dubai, and Indian government will charge income tax on that income because I am resident in India. Same income subjected to tax twice. Can happen. Then double taxation avoidance agreement between India and Dubai will save me. Better than Dubai, take example of Singapore because in Dubai there is no income tax till now on individuals. It is there on companies. Just started last year. So if Singapore, then I'm earning in Singapore dollar. It is an assignment of 10 days. So in Singapore I will pay tax because Singapore government will say you have earned in Singapore, pay tax on the basis of scope of income arising in Singapore. But Indian government will say you are resident in India, pay tax in India, double tax. Then I will open India Singapore DTAA, double taxation avoidance agreement, and there will be something given that don't pay tax in which of the two countries or how the two countries will divide tax. So in short, I will be saved from double taxation. Eventually, I might be saved from the double taxation. So anyways, this you will learn at final level as a part of international tax. But right now what? We are laying foundation for that. We are laying basic for that. Who is resident? Who is non-resident technically? My examples you understood. But technically we should understand who is resident, who is non-resident. And exactly which income for whom will get taxable in India. So how to decide residential status? Given in section 6. Once you decide residential status, in whose hands what will be taxed? Discussed in section 5. So what is 5 and what is 6? So write down on fresh page. Heading of the topic for me will be residential status of assessee and scope of income. Please write the heading of the topic, residential status of the assessee and scope of income. Residential status of the assessee and what? Scope of income. Agreed? Next line, write down section 6. I will like to go like this in a reverse manner. Section 6. What is section 6? Give a hyphen, write down Determination of residential status of SSC. Determination means deciding residential status of SSC is section 6. All of you, section 6, determination of residential status of SSC. Next, section 5. What is section 5? Scope of total income. Total income means what? Total income means what? For you students, from today, total income means taxable income. Scope of total income means what will be included in total income of which SSC. That is scope of total income. You'll understand. Okay. Understood what we have to do in this topic? At least what we have to do in this topic. When I talk about individuals, then see friends, individual has got two statuses. Individual can have either of the two status. What? Resident or non-resident. All of us in this room are for sure resident. We have hardly went outside India. Isn't it? I have also gone only for 1 to 3 days, 5 days, not more than that. 2 to 3 times, that's it in my life. So I should be resident. Yes, logically. And the Australian cricketer should be non-resident logically. When I am a resident, there are two possibilities. OR means ordinary resident. NOR means not ordinary resident. So show these classifications for individual. For individual, the status can be R or NR. If I am R, then further possibilities are I am OR or I am NOR. OR, NOR. I could be ordinary resident, I could be not ordinary resident. Clear, friends? Absolutely clear? Shall we go ahead? Shall we proceed? Now, scope of income means what? See this. Income received in India. Received in India means what? Received in India means bank account is in India and the payer deposits money in that bank account in India is called as received in India. Now what I am saying, when income is received in India, then whatever is your status might be NR also. It is TT means taxable. ROR, you don't have to think. For ROR, see, for ROR, what happens? Everything becomes taxable. Okay, then what is second point? Income, read it. Arising in India means what? Arising in India means, acha, FD done with Indian bank. A Dubai's person, Dubai's resident means India's non-resident, does FD with State Bank of India. Means he gets interest. That interest is arising in India because he is getting it from bank in India. Or one resident who is of Singapore, in India he is non-resident, he purchases shares of Reliance Petrochemicals. Means Reliance Limited. What happens? And he gets dividend on those shares. Income is arising in India. Or another example, one who is NR in India, non-resident in India, but he purchases house in India and he gets rent from that house. Income is arising in India. So when income is arising in India, TTT means taxable, taxable, taxable. That's why IPL matches income by foreign player will be taxed in India. So that big check you see in a man of the match, that is just for presentation purpose. Otherwise, if man of the match is 10 lakh rupees, he will not get 10 lakh. He will get 10 lakh minus TDS. Understood now? Why they will show TDS on that big check? They are not teaching you income tax provision. They are making the things attractive. There is section 115 BBA, which says that whenever any foreign player earns, then TDS should happen at 20% directly. Plus health and education cess. Because that non-resident will not come in India and pay income tax back. He will not file a return. Travis Head will not file income tax return in India. So while paying him, deduct tax and pay him 80 only. Means if you want to pay him 10 lakh, don't pay him 10 lakhs, pay him 8 lakhs. Rather 2 lakhs plus 4% health and education cess. So pay him 7 lakh 92,000. Pay 2 lakh 8,000 as his tax to government. Understood? This is how transaction happens. And then he will not file ITR in India. He is NR, no? Non-resident. He might not have PAN also. Next, income from business or profession controlled from India. What is in India? Control is in India of business or profession. Means maybe the persons who are doing business are in India. So what to do in that case? In that case, tax and leave whom? No tax for whom? Non-resident. But tax. And what is fourth point? Nothing is happening in India. Control is not in India. It is not received in India. Even it is not arising in India. Nothing is in India. But one bakra will always pay tax. Who is that? Resident, ordinary resident. He has no option but to pay tax in India. So that's why you will understand, you will learn that high net worth individuals are shifting out of India. You may have heard this. If you watch YouTube financial videos, then those finance influencers, they keep on discussing that HNI people are staying outside India. This type of arrangement I have made for my brother-in-law also. Hope so he does not watch this video. So I have done this type of arrangement for him also. Means I have suggested him to keep his residential status in Dubai. In India, keep it as NR. So he is not allowed to visit India for more than few days. That you will see. Because his status in India has to be NR. Because he is having a work from remote location. His job is in Dubai. His job is in US. His client stays in US. His client is in US. And he has got liberty to work anywhere from the world. So don't stay in India. Stay in UAE. Because in UAE, income tax for resident is nil. UAE's individual has zero tax. So he will save a lot of tax. If same thing he was in India and earning in crore, surcharge. Then where to apply this knowledge? So ask him, stay away from India. Make your status in India as NR. So income arising outside India will be NT. NT means not taxable. Understood? So we always keep check on his stay in India. You will say how it is established. Passport, visa are there to establish that stay. Getting it? So it is good for him to be NR. See, patriotism is different. He can do donations in India. He can do good causes in India instead of paying tax. Getting it? So write these things. So I am telling you fact that many high net worth individuals who have got opportunity are staying in foreign land so that in India they can be NR. This will help you to understand provisions. So did you understand fight between government and SSC? Government will like more and more people to be resident and SSCs will like to be non-resident. I'm not saying we don't love our country, we love, but terms and conditions. So government will like to declare maximum people as resident, but SSC will like himself to be non-resident. That fight will always go on. So now you are going to see after this how do we decide. If you understand this sequence, particulars ROR, NOR and NR means most taxable, less taxable and least taxable. We have gone in that sequence. But while taking such decisions, which I told you, you have to take decision of cost of living in foreign country also. One dirham is how many rupees? You should decide that, and then decide shifting out. If you have job of 6 lakh, don't shift out. Rebate itself is 7 lakh. If you are earning in crores, then you might think, and your job should give you that flexibility of not staying in India. And this is not correct, good suggestion that I am giving you. I am just telling you some facts. I am not at all telling you go out. So many factors in decision making. There are many factors in decision making. Can I give you fifth point? There's fifth point also. In this, there's fifth point also. I'm giving you fifth point. Write down fifth point. Past past untaxed foreign income. Fifth point is past untaxed foreign income. Past untaxed foreign income brought to India. 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 Not taxable, not taxable, not taxable. It cannot be taxed this year. So all three columns, not taxable, not taxable, not taxable. Did you get my points? Did you get my points? Achha. Have you got this particular PDF with you? I have sent this to you. This will be helpful for you for quick revision as well as right now understanding of topic. So keep that PDF with you. It is I have sent you on the group. Okay, we have already done this. Now start understanding. Start understanding now step by step. Who will be called as technical point? Very technical point. Who will be called as resident? So to be called as resident, it all depends on number of days stay in India. Physical number of days stay in India. Okay, so see, you have to satisfy one out of two conditions. Please note it properly in your mind. You have to satisfy any one out of following two conditions. First condition is that he includes she. He should be in India for 182 days or more during the PY. For which PY you are deciding 23-24. In that 23-24, his stay in India should be 182 days or more. If that is satisfied, congratulations for Indian government. They have been successfully able to declare him as resident. Understood? But if that is not satisfied, Indian government should not get demotivated. There is a second condition. What is second condition? In PY, for which you are deciding the status, the stay should be 60 days or more. It's okay even if it is not 182 days, it should be at least 60 days. Plus, in last 4 years, together 365 days or more. Got it? In 4 years preceding that PY, it should be at least 365 days. Then we can call him as resident. Means friends, to satisfy second condition, two sub conditions have to be satisfied. See, you are not satisfying first main condition of 182 days. So for satisfying second, you have to satisfy two small conditions. In last year stay, last means PY stay 60 days, and in last 4 years 365 days. If you satisfy any one of the two, any one means first main or second main, you will be called as resident. But showstopper point is, if you are Indian citizen, if you are Indian citizen, or if you are person of Indian origin, then congratulations to you. You should not check second basic condition. Means Indian government can declare you resident only if your stay is 182 days or more. Means all your friends who are doing job outside India, they are for sure non-residents. Why? Because they are not in India for 182 days or more. They come only for December's vacation. When there is a off there, they come in India and stay with their family. So their stay in India is hardly 30-35 days, 60 days, not more than that. And you don't check for them second basic condition, only first. So very logically it is framed. Provisions are framed very logically. You will call them as what? Non-resident. All those who are not satisfying directly first condition and they are Indian citizen or person of Indian origin, means their parents or grandparents were born in India. They will be person of Indian origin. So their status in India can be resident only when their stay is 182 days or more. Otherwise, they are non-resident. Simple. Along with them, one more category: crew member of a ship employed with non-resident shipping company leaving India. For them also, the number of days to be checked is only first condition. Don't check for them second condition. Means only for foreign citizen you will check second condition. Okay. Now assume you are resident. If you are resident, then further question comes is ordinary or not ordinary. See, if you are not satisfying any one of the two basic conditions, then you are not even satisfying one of the basic condition, then your status is non-resident. No tension. Happy, non-resident. But if you are resident, then comes next question, whether you are ordinary or not ordinary. To be ordinary, you will have to satisfy some additional conditions. 2 out of 2, not 1. 2 out of 2. What is first one? What is first one? He is resident in India. For how many years? For 2 years or more. Out of last, it should be during preceding 10. That 10 figure is missing here. He is resident in India for 2 or more previous years out of last 10 preceding previous years. And what is second? In last 7 years, his stay in India should be at least 730 days. Means at least 730 days. So you can say 730 days or more in last 7 years, immediately preceding relevant PY. If both are satisfied, call him as ordinary resident. Even if one of them is not satisfied, call him as not ordinary. Please take this down compulsorily in your concepts and provisions book. Take this. In your provisions and concepts book, please take it. I'll show you properly. Who will be resident? One who satisfies, please circle any one out of two basic conditions. also put up in the bracket that second condition is not to be checked. For whom it's not to be checked? For Indian citizen or person of Indian origin. So they should be happy people. They will be called as resident only if they are in India for 182 days or more. Tell me when you want me to scroll down. I think I can scroll down. If is resident, then you have to decide ordinary or not ordinary. To be uh, ordinary, he has to satisfy two out of two additional conditions. A additional condition is that he is resident in India for two or more of 10 previous years preceding relevant previous year. Let me know when you complete this. Have you done both conditions? Both additional? Done? Shall we go ahead? Now, see, probably most important part to understand. Please understand. What happens, understand. For citizen of India or person of Indian origin, okay, maybe very large population, means comparatively large population, Indian citizen and person of Indian origin, they will be caught in the net of resident. Indian government wants to catch most possible people as resident, but they will be caught as resident only when their stay is 182 days or more. Only first condition can be used, first basic. Otherwise, directly they will become non-resident. So government says, wait, we will introduce some additional clauses. We will introduce some additional clauses and we will call these people as RNOR if they fit in this clause. So this is a arrangement, new clauses introduced to call citizen of India and person of Indian residents as RNOR if they satisfy these conditions. So they will be hoping not to satisfy these conditions. But government will be hoping that they satisfy these conditions. So what are they? See, in short, scope is broadened to call them as RNOR. But if these conditions are satisfied, they will become RNOR directly. Not anything else. Directly RNOR. No scope of calling them as ROR. Call them directly as RNOR. What conditions? So see, read properly. If he is citizen of India or person of Indian origin and his income from Indian sources is how much? Exceeding 15 lakhs. Means FD in India, HP in India, dividend from India, whatever. What is his amount? More than 15 lakhs. Plus, plus. When you see and, it means both should be satisfied conditions. Plus, his stay in India is 120 days or more. 60 multiplied by 2. 120 days or more. Plus, in last 4 years, 365 days or more. Then you will call them what? RNOR. Whom? Indian citizen or person of Indian origin. This is one independent condition. And this is second independent condition. Only and only for citizen of India. Means forget about number of days stay. If citizen of India is there, we want to chase him more. How? If citizen of India is there, in the PY his stay is less than 120 days. Still he may become RNOR. How? See, he does not have stay of 120 days or more, still he will be RNOR if his Indian income during the PY is exceeding what? 15 lakh and he does not have any foreign income based on his domicile. Domicile means stay outside India. Domicile certificate is there, na? Domicile means to prove where you stay. That is domicile certificate. So based on his stay outside India, means based on his residential status outside India, he does not have any what? Foreign income. So you can call such Indian citizen as RNOR. In short, Indian citizen has got more chances of getting trapped in RNOR. Okay, so please mention this point, leaving 1 2 lines. Mention these points. First, focus on first clause. These two are independent clauses. These two, my dear friends, are independent clauses. First and second have no relation with each other. So I think you have so those who have done first clause can do second clause also. Just in second clause, circle citizen of India. In first clause, circle citizen of India and person of Indian origin, both. And in first clause, you'll also circle the word and. I had told 8 to 4 because we missed out some time yesterday. You remember na yesterday? We started late because I reached late. That's why we started late. Bangalore to Tumkur, I was not getting bus only. So I think we should sit till 3:30 at least. You have got tiffin, no? No means he did not read the message properly. I'll tell him. At least we should complete residential status and start with salary. Shall we go ahead? Have you done both the clauses? Both are separate clauses, not connected with each other. So more possibility of citizen of India becoming R NOR. Shall we go ahead? Can I proceed? Go to one example. I will tell you it's on which page. Yes. Page 6. Page 6, illustration 1. Just focus here. We will solve it together. We will solve it together. Illustration 1. No, no, it's not there. It's just here. Illustration 1. An Australian cricketer visits India for 100 days in every financial year. This has been his practice for past 10 years. So Australian cricketer means he is not Indian citizen that I am assuming and going ahead. He is not Indian citizen that I am assuming and going ahead. So when he is not Indian citizen, what is the advantage that government has? They can check only one basic condition or both. Both. For Indian citizen we cannot check second basic condition. But for not Indian citizen we can check. We can check both. So you have to tell me his residential status for the AY 24-25. So tell me for PY 23-24, what is his stay in India? 100 days. Clear? So he is not satisfying first basic condition. But since he is not Indian citizen, we can check second basic. Is he in India for 60 days or more during 23-24? Yes. And in last 4 years, that is 22-23, 21-22, 2021, 19-20. In these 4 years, is in India for 365 days or more? Yes, because 400 days, 100 into 4. So for sure he becomes resident. So don't say how Australian cricketer can be resident. He has become resident because of his number of days stay criteria. Now we have to check whether he is ordinary or not. Simple. In last 7 years, his stay in India is exact 700 days. So it is not 730 days or more. So he is not satisfying additional conditions. So he will be resident but not ordinary resident. So simple. Very simple topic actually. And every time asked, do this. Solution. Then we will go to B part of the question. Write down very small solution. Write step by step. So you will give the reference in practice and concepts notebook. In provisions, sorry, practice and concept nahi, provisions and concepts. Wait, not provision concept, practice notebook. Go in practice notebook. Say illustration 1 from reference PDF. Say illustration 1 from reference PDF. If you have done a separate notebook for practicing problems, write down solution for this subpart 1 of the question. Period of stay of Australian cricketer in India in PY 23-24 is exactly 100 days. This is your first point. This is your first point. Second point, in preceding 4 PY, it is 400 days. How 400 days? You understood. 100 days into 4 years. So, he has been in India for 60 days or more in the PY 23-24 and 365 days or more in immediately preceding, in 4 immediately preceding PY. Which are those 4 years? Isn't it? Those 4 years are 21, 20, sorry, 22, 23, 21, 22, 2021 and 19, 20. Therefore, what happens? Therefore, he satisfies one of the basic conditions and so he is resident for AY 24-25. Right? Point wise, friends. This was your first point, second point, third point, fourth point, fifth point. Number of days stay in 7 immediately preceding PY is only 700 days. And therefore he is not satisfying additional condition of staying 730 days or more in 7 preceding PY. So his status will be resident but not ordinary resident during the AY 24-25. Please understand and do. When you complete it, let me know. Done, all of you? Understood? So what we'll do, residential status will complete, then see how much time is remaining. If residential status itself take time, then we will stop. But in this session, we will complete residential status. Done? For example, it is 12:30. If residential status gets done by 1, then we can take half hour break and then take 1.5 hour session. But if residential status itself takes time till 1:30, then there is no sense in continuing that way. Let's see. Done till this point? Chalo, next. Next question was, pay attention. Would your answer change? Would your answer change if the above facts relate to Mr. X, who is an Indian citizen? Who is an Indian citizen? Will your answer change for Indian citizen? What will happen for Indian citizen? We cannot check. We cannot check second basic condition. That is the problem. And he is not satisfying first because he stays only 100 days. So what will happen? His his status will be non-resident directly. We have not been given any information about we have not been given any information about his Indian income. Even if his Indian income was exceeding 15 lakhs, still he is not even staying in India for 120 days. So you cannot catch him in the clause also. We could have caught Indian citizen in one clause. That is stay in last year is 120 days or more plus in last 4 years 365 days or more and Indian income exceeding 15 lakhs. But here my stay is only 100 days. So I am not going to fall in that clause. So answer for second, write down. If above facts relate to Mr. X, an Indian citizen, okay, he would be treated as non-resident. Why? Why? Because his stay in India in the current FY, current FY means PY 23-24, in any case is less than 120 days. Done? Shall we go ahead? Can I proceed to next question? In next sub question, they have asked you what would be answer if Mr. X means they are connecting it with this. Sorry, they are connecting it with B part of the question. If Mr. X had visited India for 120 days instead of 100 days every year, what will happen? If he would have visited, huh? If he would have visited, how? So I am connecting C part only with B part. Now I think you understood what I am saying. He is Indian citizen. In last year, that is PY 23-24, he stays 120 days. So he is not satisfying first basic condition. Okay, he is not satisfying first basic condition and he is an Indian citizen. That's what I told you. We are connecting C with B. So we cannot check second basic. So now only possibility of calling him resident but not ordinary resident exists. If he satisfies clause, conditions in the clause. In clause, what is the condition? His stay in India in the PY should be 120 days or more. And in last 4 years, 365 days or more. Plus, his income from Indian sources should be exceeding 15 lakhs. Nothing is discussed about income here. So we have to answer in both cases. If his income exceeds 15 lakhs, then he will be resident but not ordinary resident. And second, if his income is not exceeding 15 lakhs, then he is non-resident. Then we cannot catch him in that clause. So see, solution for this. In case, see, you should write like this. In case, if, in case, if Mr. X's total income, excluding income from foreign sources, means Indian income, is exceeding 15 lakhs, he would be treated as resident but not ordinary resident in India. Why? Because his stay in PY 23-24 is 120 days and in last 4 years, yes friends, last 4 years, last 4 years, 480 days means 365 days or more. Correct? Did you understand this part? This is one assumption. And what is second assumption? What is second assumption? His total income is, that too we have done now, exceeds 15 lakhs. So what is second assumption? It is not exceeding 15 lakhs. So if it is not exceeding 15 lakhs, he is not falling in this clause. So he will continue to be, yes, he will continue to be non-resident. So if his total income does not exceed, which total income? Indian income. That's why I'm saying excluding from foreign sources. Does not exceed 15 lakh, he would be directly treated as non-resident because his stay in India is less than 182 days in PY 23-24. Okay, and we cannot catch him in clause. Why we cannot catch him in clause? Because to catch him in clause, and can I say, and also, and clause for declaring him and clause for declaring him are NOR is not applicable. Is not applicable. Why? As total income from India is less than 15 lakhs. See friends, in to catch him in clause, we should satisfy both conditions. Yes or no? Here. See, to catch him in clause, what is discussed? If you want to catch him in this clause, then what? Can you see this? This plus is satisfied. But can you see this? So it is not exceeding 15 lakhs. Now you cannot catch him in the clause. So his status will continue to be non-resident. So please complete this. Done? So what questions you should ask yourself? Who is that individual? Is he citizen of India slash person of Indian origin? If answer is no, then you can check both the basic conditions. But if answer is yes, you can check only first basic condition. Getting it? This is about deciding resident or non-resident. Once you decide resident, Then what you should check? Additional conditions. If satisfies 2 out of 2 additional conditions, then resident and ordinary resident. If does not satisfy any of the 2 additional condition, then resident but not ordinary resident. If does not satisfy any of the basic conditions, then directly non-resident. But Indian citizen, person of Indian origin, can get caught in additional clauses. What are the additional clauses? First additional clause is for Indian citizen or person of Indian origin. He stay in India in the last means the PY, for which we are deciding the status should be 120 days or more, and in last 4 years 365 days or more, and his income from Indian sources should be exceeding 15 lakhs. If that happens, then you can call him as R NOR. That is important. Done. Next question. See the next question. In this, again, you decide residential status. Mr. B, pay attention, Mr. B is a Canadian citizen. So can you check second basic condition also? Yes. Because not Indian citizen. Second basic is not applicable to Indian citizen or person of Indian origin. But he is to Canadian citizen. So check. He comes to India for the first time during 1920. During 1920, 2021, 21-22 and 22-23 and 23-24, he was in India for 55 days, 60 days, 90 days, 150 days and 70 days respectively. So first tell me how many days he was in India for 23-24. 70 days means he is not satisfying first basic condition. But second, prima facie yes, because his stay in India is 60 days or more. But check for last 4 years. Take on your calci 55 plus 60 plus 90 plus 150. Don't take anything for granted. 355 days means not satisfying second condition. Because for satisfying second condition, you have to satisfy both of that sub conditions. Stay during the PY for 60 days or more, and in last 4 years 365 days or more, but in last 4 years we are getting only 355 days, so his status is non-resident. Perfect. So write down, it is non-resident. Why non-resident? You understood. Not satisfying any of the 2 basic conditions. And you know, you cannot check clauses for person who is not Indian citizen. You cannot check the clauses. So directly when not satisfying any of the basic condition, his status will be non-resident. Yes. So in 23-24, he is in India for 70 days. And for 4 years preceding the PY, 355 days. He does not satisfy any of the basic condition. So his status is non-resident in PY 23-24. Okay, so complete this and that's it for this session. Take break till 1:30. Then 1:30 to about say 2:30 we will get done with this topic. So that's it we will do for today. Okay. Chalo, so complete this and then you can stop. In the next session of residential status, what we will discuss? How to decide residential status for HUF, for firms, for companies. Basics of that we will see. And we will also see a big question on scope of income. Scope of income means if I am ROR or if I am RNOR or if I am NR, then what incomes will be taxed in my hands? So we will see one big question having 20 adjustments. So that will be covering whole topic. Okay. So see you at 1:30 for the discussion, further discussion of residential status. Thank you.